Well, Munich is a city of history and a dark past. The city that is hosting the G7 has had a brush with terrorism, and its impact is something that is remembered even today. Our correspondent Sidhant Sibal brings you this report from Munich. Munich's Olympic Park, built in 1972 for the Olympics, the place still standing strong and now home to many, but also a place of haunting memories. This apartment on your screen is the place of a massacre back in 1972.
Dead Israelis.
As the city was hosting the Summer Olympics in September of that year, members of the Palestinian terror group Black September launched an attack on the Israeli Olympic team, killing and taking many hostages. Names of those Israeli athletes etched forever as a homage. The standoff in the Olympic Village lasted for almost 18 hours. The place now has new inhabitants. Things look like a distant memory, but some things the city has never forgotten and will never do. The haunting image was from the same very location. 11 members of the Israeli team died, 6 Israeli coaches, 5 Israeli athletes, and 1 West German police officer. Germany back then was hosting the Olympics for the first time since the infamous 1936 Berlin Olympics, and wanted to put the best foot forward, but that was not the case.
The world was in shock. Hundreds of TV cameras in the city to cover the Olympics, now covering the shock development. The terrorists wanted the release of the Palestinians, but the authorities were ill-equipped.
A memorial, the Munich 1972 memorial, has been built nearby. The living memorial has the names and details of all the Israeli athletes killed in the attack. The memorial gives hour-by-hour account of the attack, plays TV newsreels. To avenge the action, Israel's Secret Service Mossad had launched a covert operation, Operation Wrath of God. It was directed by the then Israeli Prime Minister Golda Meir and continued for over 20 years.
In all our memories.
Last year at the Tokyo Olympics 2020, the victims of the terror attack at the Munich Olympics were remembered with a moment of silence, more than 40 years later after the attack. Family members of Israeli athletes were at the stands during the commemoration, holding back tears.
It was the darkest moment in Olympic history, the face of international terrorism in 1970s, but yet so real in the current context and current century. 9/11 and 26/11 have changed the way the world deals with terrorism. But whether it's 1972 or 2008, Munich or Mumbai, the worry and concerns over terrorism remain, and the threat remains ever present. With video journalist Sidhant Sibal for WION in Munich, Germany.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.